What up, homeboys? The last couple of days I kept getting the same question over and over and over again. And that question is, how do I get my warrior caught up? I don't know why, but for whatever reason, a lot of people are rolling in a warrior right now. And that's great, because now you got a lot of options for gear. This is not a fresh server anymore. We got new raids, we got PvP of course. So I am gonna tell you this. This is what I would do if I were a fresh warrior right now. We are at the gear planner and we are gonna lay up some questions in here because we got a lot of options for gear now, but obviously you are not gonna be a rank 14 person tomorrow. But I will factor PvP because the first couple of weeks at PvP are actually pretty fast now with the new Alterac Valley meta and so on. And honestly, gear per hour, as much as it sucks to say it, gear per hour right now PvP is the way to go. Even if you do not aim for rank 12 or anything like that, yeah, it is faster than dungeons. It sucks to say it, but we're gonna go step by step here. First of all, why is PvP so freaking good? Let me log into my character. I will show you ranker right now. So rank 10 is gonna give you all the blue set, the PvP blue set. Some of these items are beyond best in slot, okay? The shoulders and the helmet combined, they are so good that because of this 40 attack power, I am still using them even though I am rank 13. Of course, I should get Lionheart, but I'm kinda poor, so that's gonna have to wait. But even the pants are amazing. The boots are also amazing. The entire blue set is very good. If it was that the blue set is best in slot, it wouldn't be a problem, you know, like that wouldn't be a concern. But if we go here, say I started playing today, right? I am a fresh player and my rank is the blue set, right? It will take me only 4 weeks. And the biggest week is 256,000 honor. That is like 10 hours, maybe 15 hours in a week. That's the biggest week. And all the other weeks are like 11,000 honor, that's nothing. 77,000 honor, that is also nothing. 175 and then 256. Those are all the honor grind you gotta do to get the blue set. So if we add it up, we are probably talking about like 40 hours of gameplay in total across 4 weeks to get rank 10. Rank 10 is extremely easy to get. You should get this add-on, Ranker. It tells you everything you need to know. If you are on the cap or whatever or not, it will tell you how much honor you need. Of course, all you gotta do, go to Alterac Valley, play or AFK. I am not a cop, but that's all you gotta do. And since PvP gear is so good and so easy to get, I will assume we are going for rank 10. I will not bother going for a piece that I can replace with the blue set because the blue set is really good. However, there are some pieces that are not very good. I am also gonna assume that you are not rich because you're a fresh player. If you are rich, you can go for things like Lionheart helmet in here. Lionheart helmet. This is gonna be best in slot forever, so if you wanna make it, 2,000 gold and it's yours. I am not gonna assume you're gonna spend 2,000 gold on a helmet yet, okay? We're gonna go for something else. We're gonna go for the Champions Plate helmet. Okay, so this is the blue PvP helmet. If you are Alliance, it is the same helmet but a different color. Same thing, right? And we are also gonna go for the PvP shoulders. Okay, take a look at these two. You get 1% hit. Hit rating is the number one thing you gotta go for early on, right? That's what you need the most. And 1% crit and 21 strength on top of that. This is absolutely strong. If we look at the stats, this should be a purple, right? It is very comparable to raid gear. And then the blue shoulders are 1% hit and 17 strength. It is a better version of Valor. Valor shoulders with 1% crit on top of that. So absolutely beyond best in slot. These two are gonna last you a long time. And why these two? Because these are by far the two best pieces you can get. From the entire blue set, these are the two strongest pieces and there is not a lot of good options otherwise. And that 2-piece bonus, 40 attack power, that's the same as 20 strength. That is absolutely bonkers. So you always want to have 2-piece blue helmet and shoulders until you can get a Lionheart helmet. That's when you get something else, of course. Now for the necklace, you can go for the Mark of Fordring. It's a quest line in the Plaguelands. It takes a while, but it is absolutely doable. You want to transition into the Onyxia necklace eventually, but this is gonna be your pre-raid best in slot. There is also a necklace in Sol Gorob that you can get, but 100% you can get an Onyxia necklace. I would absolutely do Onyxia every lockout, even if I'm in crap gear. They will take you. You always need people for Onyxia nowadays because the geared people don't want to go. This will become the Onyxia necklace or the Sol Gorob necklace, whichever you get best in slot. Just leave it at that. Whatever, which one one you get, it doesn't matter. You are done. Those are very good, both of them. Then for the cloak, you can go for either the stone skin cape in Stratholm, or you can also get from Stratholm the cape of the Baron, this one right here. They are both from Stratholm. They got agility, they got strength, attack power. They are both good. They are just a random blue cape. You're gonna keep either one of these for a long time, so this is all the way to like Black Wingler when you get a better one, so you keep it. Do Stratholm, okay? You are gonna have to do Stratholm, is all I'm trying to say. Okay, for the chest, you can farm the Gladiator chest. The Savage Gladiator chain is gonna be best in slot pretty much forever, unless you are gonna be wearing the entire rank 13 set, which if you got Edge Masters, if you got Lionheart, you are not gonna be wearing it. But if you are not going for rank 12 period, whatever, you gotta go for Gladiator chain. This is a very rare drop from Arena in BRD. It took me 57 runs and I was pretty lucky. Most people it takes like 80 to 100, something like that. But this thing is absolutely nasty. It's a purple, right? That's how you know it's a good thing, right? 13 strength, 14 agility, and 2% crit on top of that. It is technically a little bit better than the rank 14 one, okay? The rank 13 armor, Warlord plate armor, it is only 1% crit and it has 1 less agility, 1 less strength, it was it? I don't remember. Okay, it's the same, but it has 1% crit, okay? So the Savage Gladiator chain will be your pre-raid best in slot if you want to do BRD. However, if you do not feel like doing BRD, you can go for the blue one. It is a weaker version of Gladiator's chain, but it is plate instead of mail, so if you like tanking, this could be a good choice anyway for you guys. So keep that in mind, okay? Rank 10, you can get this one, which is also very good, but we're gonna go for the Gladiator chain, because I will farm this one eventually, okay? I will always have this one, okay? This one is best in slot forever, so you can farm it at fresh level 60, and it is gonna last you all the way to Nax. So you might as well go BRD Arena and you might as well farm it, even though the blue one is pretty decent. Now for the belt, I recommended you guys to get boons before, and that's not the case anymore because we got all this hit gear from PvP and all these new sources that we got plenty of hit already, so we are not gonna go for boons. We're gonna go for the other item in this quest in Lower Black Rock Spire. That's gonna be Omok's Geared Restrainer, okay? Nothing too impressive, 1% crit, 15 strength. You can pick this item up from the quest in Lower Black Rock Spire. However, if you picked boons for whatever reason, you can also go for the Brigand Girdle in Ubers. This one is also really good. It is the one I wear myself. If you are missing hit, you can get this one, otherwise you don't. Just the same, we're gonna go for Omok's because this is technically better. Now for the pants, we're gonna go for the blue plate rank 10 pants. Actually they are rank 9, but yes, these pants are insane. 12 strength and 2% crit. These are gonna be best in slot pretty much until you get rank 12. There is nothing better that you can get in raids. This is the best DPS pants you can get. They are gonna last you forever, so you gotta have it. Now the boots, as you can see, they are 10 strength and 9 agility, which is decent, right? Like, this is not terrible, but you can do a lot better. These boots from Skolomens, they got 9 strength and 9 agility, which is pretty much the same, right? And they got 1% hit on top of that. So these are the best in slot boots. They are mail, that sucks, but they are way better than the PvP boots. You can get the PvP boots if you do not feel like doing Skolomens. You absolutely could, but this is gonna be better. Now, one of the rings, because we're gonna be ranking, right? We are eventually gonna get Don Julio's. This is an item you get by being exalted in Alterac Valley, and we farm honor in Alterac Valley, so 1% hit and 1% crit off the bat. This ring is absolutely busted. It is best in slot all the way to Nax as well. We are gonna keep it. Now for the other ring, we are gonna go for the Blackstone ring. Nothing special on this ring, right? It is just 1% hit and 20 attack power. You can get it on Marodon and you can pay a hunter to get it for you. It is not too expensive. Like, you can pay 20 gold a run and they can do it for you. If you do not feel like doing Marodon, you can always buy it. But yes, we're gonna take this ring. Absolutely, it is very easy to get and it is amazing. The trinkets are also pretty simple, right? We're gonna go for Diamond Flask, Warrior Quest that you pick up at your trainer at level 60 and you gotta go to Sunken Temple and some shenanigans. Pretty simple quest, 75 strength, absolutely broken. You gotta use this one every fight. You are gonna keep using this when you are in full raid gear. And then for the other trinket, of course, we're gonna go for the Hand of Justice. 2% chance of a Wind Fury and 20 attack power. these two trinkets are gonna be best in slot pretty much for a long time. I don't know, like AQ, that's when you get a new one. So you should farm both of these. If you farm Gladiator Chain, you can also farm Hand of Justice at the same time, because in that run you do Arena and then you do the general whatever guy that drops the Hand of Justice. You do both, so you got that going on. Otherwise, if you do not have the Hand of Justice yet, you can go for Black Hand's Breath. It is the Onyxia Attunement quest. You get this one for doing Onyxia. To getting attuned to Onyxia, I mean, you get 2% crit on this one, so it is not as good, but it is pretty close. Of course, Hand of Justice, that's the one you need. Now for the bow, we are gonna go for either Black Crow, that's the one from Lower Blackrock Spire, right here, 3 agility, 1% hit. Lower Blackrock Spire, pretty easy to get, but you can also go to Dire Maul and get the other one, the Satyr's Bow. It is the exact same item. You can go to whichever you like. If you want to do Dire Maul, you can go Dire Maul. If you want to do Lower Blackrock Spire, because you're going to have to do that for your attunements, you can go for Black Crow. Same item. Whichever you get, you keep it, pretty much. Now for the bracers, as you can see, we are a little short on gear. You got two options, okay? You can go for the Battleborn Am bracers. These ones are from Ubers. Very common item. You can find it pretty often. 1% crit and 1% hit. Really good item. And we are going to keep this because on this setup with the blue set, we need hit. However, if you are over the hit cap, because maybe you got like a rank 12 piece in here, or maybe you got some item in a raid like Onyxia necklace, something like that, in that case we can go for the Timmy ones, okay? This is from Stratholm Undead, once again. Bam bracers of the Sadist, it is 1% crit and 6 strength. If you are over the hit cap, these are better. Otherwise, we stay for the Ubers ones for a while. That's what we're gonna be doing for now. And then we gotta talk about the gloves. Okay, this is where we're gonna split, okay? If you do not have a weapon racial, you gotta take Edge Masters. You are gonna need this to give you a weapons racial. It is about 1,000 gold right now. It is pricey, but it is something that you can afford, you know? It doesn't take that long. You should absolutely get this. Best in slot forever. But if you are an orc or if you are a human, you got your weapon racial, so you do not need this. We are gonna go for the blue PvP ones. You can also get ones in Stratholm that are pretty decent. The Death Creeps. If you get these ones, these are pretty decent and they are good for PvP. It gives you a disarm immunity. These are also pretty decent if you're doing Stratholm and you get them. But otherwise, you can just get the PvP ones. They are pretty much the same. The blue PvP ones, they are 17 strength. Not as good, but pretty close. I would not bother going out of my way to get the other ones. These are fine for now. And then we got the problem of the weapons. There are 3 scenarios. You are a human, you are an orc, or you are Knighter and you got Edge Masters, right? Very well, so for the weapons, if you are a human, you got a racial for maces and swords, remember that. So we got a good mace we can get here. The Storm Strike Hammer, this is from Alterac Valley. You get this one, if I am not mistaken, at Revered with Alterac Valley. If you do your honor farming, you know, this should come in like the 2nd week, maybe the 3rd, but pretty easy to get, right? Speed of 270, 42 DPS, really freaking strong, and it is pretty much free because we're gonna be doing the ranking. It is just mandatory, I am afraid. It sucks. And then for the offhander, we got some options. We can go for the Dalrend offhander. It is fast and it has decent DPS. It is pretty decent. We can also go for Mira's Song. This is probably best in slot right here. It has 9 strength and 9 agility because of the stats. It is a really good offhander for that. You can get this one as Colo. If you don't want to do Colo, you can go for Ubers because you're going to be farming Ubers for the bracers anyway, and you gotta do it at least once for the attunement. So if you get the offhander from Ubers, you keep it. But yeah, this should be the best in slot one. And this is what I would go if I were a human. If I am an orc, remember we are in the Horde, and that means we can take the Alterac Valley version of the Horde, which is Frostbite. It is the same weapon but in axe form, okay? So that's great because if you are an orc, you got a racial for axes, and the offhander is gonna be from Stratholm. The Bone Slicing Hatchet. It is fast and it has 40 DPS and 13 agility. It is really good. With these two, you are pretty much set as an orc. But what if you are not a weapon racial? What if you are, say, a Tauren like myself because you hate life? I just cannot bring myself to play something else, guys. Sorry. So in that case, of course, we're gonna have Edge Masters. We got a racial for axes, daggers, and swords. And that is great because there is a really good dagger that we can get immediately in Alterac Valley. And that's gonna be the Lobotomizer. Right here. This is a purple dagger straight off the bat that you are gonna get with Alterac Valley Exalted. It does a ton of damage and it is free. So you should absolutely count on this one if you're gonna go Edge Masters. And for the main hand that you can keep with Frostbite, right, like Frostbite and Lobotomizer, you are pretty much done. However, if you are Alliance, you do not have access to Frostbite. And Edge Masters doesn't give you a mace racial, so you cannot go maces, you cannot take the Alterac Valley mace, that sucks. In that case, we can go for the Crawl Blade. Right here, it is purple, but don't be surprised, don't be fooled. It is actually 40 DPS only and 1% crit. It is not amazing, but it is really good, of course. In my server, it is going for, let's see, 277 gold. So it is not a crazy amount of gold, but it is also probably something you wanna skip. So if you are in the Horde, you can go for Frostbite instead. That's what I would go for. I would only go for this one if I was in the Alliance. 277 gold. If you are tanking Straton Live and you're reserving the orb because you're tanking it, that should be, what is it, like 4 runs? Something like that, yeah. You can absolutely get a Crawl Blade. It is not a crazy price. If it is more expensive in the Alliance than the Horde, because it should be, right, Sword Racial, in that case, what you want to do is you want to check out the Booty Bay market, because it is a neutral auction house, and there is a lot of Horde players that go there and sell items for profit, so that's the cheapest way probably that you can get it in the Alliance. But overall, I think I covered pretty much everything I want to show you here. This is what I would go for if I was a fresh warrior. Eventually, I want to get rank 14. Eventually, I want to get rank 13 for the armor and stuff like that, of course. But this build is pretty competent. You got 6% hit, exactly what you need. 6% because you will get a weapon racial, either through Edge Masters, which should be your #1 priority, or through your racial of your own. And we got a couple purples, of course, Don Julio's and the Lobotomizer and the Savage Gladiator Chain, which you absolutely should farm it, this one, because it is gonna be best in slot forever, so you might as well start now. You can do arena runs at very low levels, and there you have it. Are you gonna catch up to rank 14 people? Hell no. I am sorry, but this should get you to a pretty competent DPS level. This is pretty tolerable, okay? Mandatory comment that the rank 14 system is ruining the game because there is no reason to do dungeons anymore, and it is too easy, and it is at the same time making people way behind the people that go rank 14 already, because there is so many of them that why would you take a warrior in blues to your raid when you can just take a bunch of rank 13 people? It sucks, but it is what it is, and this is the way I would adapt to the situation I was given by Blizzard. Subscribe, join the Discord, and thank you for watching.